As we talk today about first-time guests and follow-up, I'm going to start with just a small tangent. Be available. That's something you need to remember when you go to church on Sunday morning. Be available. Free yourself up to do what only you can do and delegate the rest. Build a team. You have to remember, you can't be so ministry busy, especially on a Sunday morning, that it's not about people, because ministry is all about people. So why free yourself up? You'll have time to greet families when they arrive, new families and returning families. You'll have time to love on your volunteers and give them time before the kids start arriving. You'll have time for emergencies that pop up, as they always do, problem solving, that kind of stuff. Remember, you will set the tone for your team. How you welcome people will become how they welcome people. You reap what you sow. My first couple years as a children's pastor, I did not do this all that well. There were a lot of things on my to-do list on Sunday morning, and I found myself very busy with to-dos on Sunday morning instead of being there for the people that were coming. And I don't want you to have to learn the hard way. So keep that in mind, be available. Let's move on with some thoughts on hospitality and then some simple keys to welcoming families. So think of hospitality as inviting someone in. It still gives them the choice of whether they want to step in or not, but you open that invitation. As Christians, we are all called to be hospitable. You know, some people ask, does God pursue people? How does God show that? Well, you know what? Caring for the outsider, inviting other people in, seeing the disconnected are all in the heart of God. God pursues people all throughout Scripture. The Israelites in the Old Testament, Jesus coming to earth for us, Jesus' stories, the prodigal son, the lost sheep. And we are called to pursue people for Him. So when we talk about first-time guests, first impressions, follow-up, it's all about having that inviting, hospitable heart, pursuing people for God. Remember this key: inform people with signs, welcome people with people. Don't put a sign there to do the job that a person should be doing. Find someone to step in and be that welcome face when people come in. One other huge thing you can do that'll make all the difference in the world: walk people, don't point them. And what I mean by that is this: when someone comes into your building, whether it's a permanent building, a movie theater, a school, wherever you might be meeting, if they ask where something is, find someone to walk them to that location, or do it yourself. But the goal is, don't just point them. Show them that you care, that you love them, and walk them there. Make sure they get to where they want to go. The art of communicating with signs, I mentioned signs, is also known as wayfinding, so you'll hear that. But the idea is, are you helping people find their way? And some things with signs will help you with this. Number one, quality. Print signs. If you're going to have a sign telling someone where something is, print it out. Don't just handwrite it. Obviously, there are those times when you have to handwrite it, but whenever you can, print it out. Make it look good. Put on cardstock. It'll be sturdy. It'll last. Make sure your signs are understandable. List ages along with names of areas. We're specifically talking kids ministry here, right? We all want to have really cool themes, neat names for all the different age groups. Think about it from the perspective of someone walking in for the first time. Do they know who the wiggle worms are? You got to define it for them. So put ages on there, or grades, along with the names of your areas. And with signs, make sure you always have enough of them. Do people know how to get to the kids ministry from any entrance of the building or from any exit of the main room? Think about where those parents are going to be on Sunday morning and how they're going to get back to find their kids. Make sure they know the way. And this really gets me. Make sure if you're using signs to direct people, put them where they can be seen. Okay, think about a Sunday morning with a busy, crowded lobby. If you have a signpost that's this high with a sign on it right here, it's not going to be seen by most of the people. So get something tall, get something big, make sure it can be seen. Either put it up high or make it really large. All right, those are my thoughts on signs. Now, greeting families. First-time families or regular families, and these are things you can train your team that you have greeting families on Sunday morning. First thing, smile. Yeah, that's right, smile. Welcome people with how you look. There are people that are not welcoming in how they look, and you can train them to smile even when they don't feel like it. So smile. And if a family comes in with kids, greet the children first. Let those kids know that they're special. When you do that, you'll be letting their parents know that you love kids, that your church welcomes kids. You can greet kids with a high five, with a fist bump, with a handshake, or just like a little, there's a shy kid hiding behind his mom or dad, just a little wave. But make them feel special and let parents feel that their kids are special. Greet kids at their level. This is not something that comes naturally to us big adults, but if you can get down on your knees and get eye level with a child, put your hand where they can reach it right there with them, kneel down, squat down, they're going to feel like, whoa, this is cool. This person really likes me. So, greet kids. Make the welcome exciting for the kids. And I've seen different churches do this in different ways. You can hand them a starburst when they walk in and say, here, you're a star. You can give them high fives like we just talked about. You can just tell them a joke when they walk up to you. Be like, that's the joke guy. I love that guy. But make that welcome exciting. Make it a place that kids want to enter into over and over and over again. So greet the kids. Let's talk about check-in. This is a really important area for children's ministry. You know that. We need to keep the kids safe and secure, but we also need to know how to best take care of the children that are being dropped off into our care. So if you have some volunteers, you can put a team together and call them the First Impression Kids or the Welcoming Team. But what you need are some people that are solely dedicated to welcoming first-time families. They'll make the welcome, they'll lead them over to the check-in area, and you need to have your check-in area ready for visitors. Have paperwork prepared, have name tags ready. Make sure the people at that check-in area know the system and know how to check kids in. For that matter, make sure everyone that's at a door greeting people know where the check-in area is for new families and how to take care of them. Your level of organization and preparedness reflects the value that you put in people. So think through what you need to welcome people well. All right, couple of those things, a registration sheet. When there's a child checking in, don't just give them a name tag and give the parents a name tag. Let's get a couple things. Get the name of the parents, the name of the children, the cell phone number for the parents, so if you need to find them during service, you can. You know, a lot of automatic registration systems, computerized systems, have these things built in. Use it. Use that tool so that you can take care of those children. Make sure you get their grade and or their age so you know where they're going and any other special information, allergies or things to be aware of. All that information is at the least. If you want to go a little more, obviously fill in every field, in your computerized check-in system, but you could get their address, their email address so you can email the parents what's going on in the ministry, phone numbers for their house, birthdays, all that kind of good stuff. Make sure that registration form is thought through. Get the information that you need. Make sure there's a reason you're having parents spend a few minutes filling out information. Don't get unnecessary information. Other things you may have to hand to people when they come in, a map of your building. That'd be something a parent would love to have in their hand as they walk to the sanctuary. They say, I know how to get back. Make sure the parents understand your checkout procedure. If you have a name tag that matches the child's name tag or a security code, Make sure the parents know how that works so that they're not wondering what's going to happen at the end. And remember, a clean, neat, and tidy environment projects your level of hospitality. So be prepared, be organized, be ready. After parents fill out that registration form, we talked about this earlier, don't just point them to where the class is. Have someone that can walk that new family to that class, answer any questions that they may have, and fill them in on information on what's being taught that day, and make sure they know how to get their kids at the end. One more thing about kids when they're new and ongoing. Use their name. Name tags are so valuable in church because no one wants to be called that kid or hey you. In fact, when I was pastoring at a church in Pennsylvania, one of our preschool teachers told me during the week, she said, hey, I want you to know some friends of ours came to church and they have a 4-year-old son, and in class, the teacher of that class looked at his name tag and called him by name the first week he was here. And we had them over to dinner this week, and the parents couldn't stop talking about what that meant to their son. He was so excited. He told his parents, Mom, Dad, I want to go back because they didn't call me that kid. It makes a huge difference when you use their names. After kids and parents have an awesome time at your church for their first experience, be sure you follow up with that family, right? Follow up right away within the first week. They need to know that you noticed them, that you cared about their child, and that you hope to see him again. So send something to the kid. Send a postcard, make a phone call, send a handwritten note. I even know one kid's pastor near Chicago, she'll send a beach ball through the mail with that kid's name on it, and she blows it up, writes the information. She talked to her local post office. They will mail it inflated to that kid. She'll say, hope you had a ball. So awesome. So do something, send something, make a connection with that child, but also make a connection with the parent. You can email them a newsletter if you have a newsletter you regularly put together for your kids' ministry. Or you can send them a follow-up note inviting them to the next thing that's happening at your church. Obviously, next weekend is happening. But if there's something else that'll benefit their family, invite them to that, and let's see if we can get them to come back and give them an incentive to return. There are a lot of churches, the sky's the limit. A lot of churches give out free candy bars. Hey, next time you come, bring this back for a free candy bar or a poster. I know one church that gives out a poster of what the kids' ministry is all about. You can give away a Bible bookmark or a bag of popcorn or who knows, a pair of shoes if you got them, right? Let's do it. This is great. If you have some kind of a kids' cash type store where you're incentivizing kids to bring a friend, bring a Bible, give your new visitors enough so they can get something right away. Everyone loves instant gratification, right? So remember, everything you do for first-time families reflects your level of hospitality and should reflect the heart of God. Find people who love to make others feel welcome and engage them, invite them to be on your team, welcoming new families. Research studies show that a new family will make the decision about returning within the first 7 minutes of interaction at your church. With that in mind, be intentional about what you do for first-time guests and for follow-up, and don't let it happen by accident. God bless.